Tio, we got to talk about Miami. You're an ACC guy. You've been on this Miami team for a long time.
Yeah.
Isaiah Wong, no Chad Amir. I thought Jordan Miller was absolutely fantastic tonight. How good is this team? What kind of run can they go on? Because
they're so
could
dangerous.
Be Houston, man. They could be Houston.
They could, and it's because they thrive in some of the same ways that Houston thrives. I'm not sure they're as big, but I promise you they're as strong. Like, they have so many different guys that can create shots. Isaiah Wong can create shots. Jordan Miller can create shots for others. And Norchad Omier, he's got some Booker in him, T. Like, he's got some Trevor Booker in him. He has that ability with his strength and athleticism. He's one of those we used to say country strong, like he looks big and strong, but he plays even stronger than what he looks, which is kind of amazing. But they just have guys that can create shots. Pat can knock down threes. Wooga Poplar took a big time spill today, but I think he's going to be okay. Like, they're moving the ball, and then when they need shots at the end of the clock and they need somebody to make a difficult one, they have several guys that can do it. And Isaiah Wong is that guy most of the time, but it could be somebody else on a given day. Like, they're good and they're for real. And even though they're a little undersized at the 5, he's so strong it doesn't matter.
I'm with you, Tio. And let's talk about this team was 1 win from going to the Final Four last year. Experience says something. Jim Larinaga does a great job getting his team prepared. And also, I've talked about this, and I know you know about this, Tio. Indiana sometimes has a tendency to no-show. And, I was really thinking that they would come in, and I wanted to see how they play against Miami, especially Chase Jackson Davis. I thought he had a decent game, but Miami just dominated them, and they really took over in the second half to me. And the Miller kid and the Wong kid, their backcourt's just too strong.
Yeah, I was really disappointed with Indiana defensively. Like, I thought that they would show up. It's a chance to go to the Sweet 16, right? You got the guy probably the best player that is left in this tournament. I thought that they would show up a little better than this. It felt a little. There was like a 10-minute stretch at the start of the second half where it felt like they were really fighting. But beyond that, I don't want to say they were going through the motions, but it just did not look like a team that had their backs against the wall. That's what Miami looked like.
Mm-hmm.
They
didn't board very well.
Yeah.
Like, Indiana struggled on the boards, and Omier takes so much attention. He had 8 offensive boards, but the thing was, he got a bunch in the first half, and it was like they were so worried about boxing him out, they forgot about Jordan Miller, and they forgot about Isaiah Wong, who had 4. Mm-hmm. A lot of weapons on that Miami team. Like, don't be surprised. They might not pass the eye test compared to some of these other teams, but I'm telling you guys, like, Houston's a good matchup, and if they beat Houston, they're either playing Texas or Xavier. I'm not mad at it if I'm one of those 35 Miami Hurricanes fans.
Today's episode is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy, the easiest place to play college basketball pick'em, where you can get a little extra sweat during March Madness and win real cash prizes simply by picking player stats in this weekend's games. In pick'em, all you do is predict whether a player will go higher or lower on Underdog's projected totals, whether that's points, rebounds, whatever. For example, if you're like me and you think Zach Edey is going to go nuts in this tournament, take higher on his points projection, add up to 4 more picks, and if you hit them all, you can win 20 times your money on a single game. Underdog's slick mobile app is easy enough that dummies like Jeff Goodman have even figured it out. So go to underdogfantasy.com or download the app and use the code FIELD, FIELD, and Underdog will match your deposit up to $100. Now is the time to get in on the madness. So remember, underdogfantasy.com, promo code FIELD.